Hello, and welcome to a live stream. It's been quite a bit since I've last done one of these. I think it was July when I done one at random, and the past couple of weeks I've been thinking of doing a live, and here I am. I decided this week that I would schedule it for Sunday, and yeah, I even have some topics that I'm going to be talking about whilst I wait for people to join. And as you can tell by the banner here, I am not sure how long I am going to be streaming for. Fuck's sake. Choking on my own spit here. That's a great way to fucking start a stream. Anyway, we do have comments right away. So we have Danny here from Physical Media Life. Hi, Danny. Hope you are well. We also have AJ over at AJ's Movie Place. Hope you're doing well. And then we have Pro Physical Media saying, afternoon, Michael and chat. Hope you're doing well. And AJ saying hi to Danny. And I skipped one. Pro Physical Media is saying hi to AJ, and AJ is responding. And yeah, so I have about 5 topics to discuss, but of course, feel free to ask anything in the comments. The first one that I'm going to touch on very, very briefly is, I'm a Doctor Who fan, so I have to mention that next Saturday at 6 p.m., we will be getting a new trailer, because there was another glitch trailer that played at some point during Strictly Come Dancing last night, with a bunch of binary codes, and it basically said new trailer Saturday the 23rd. So fingers crossed we actually get a fucking release date for that one. So yeah. AJ has asked, have I seen RoboCop? Now, here's the thing with RoboCop for me. I am well aware of RoboCop. I remember being a fan of it as a kid, but not sure which version. I don't know if I grew up on, the proper RoboCop movies, or if it was the RoboCop TV series. I'm pretty sure it was the RoboCop TV series that I watched as a kid, but I have not seen the actual RoboCop movies. So that is something that I definitely need to get onto. So the next thing that I have on my list of topics is another brand new live DVD and Blu-ray hunt. I plan to go up to Dublin on Wednesday. So I will be filming. So yeah, expect a live DVD and Blu-ray hunt maybe on Saturday. Possibly. I'm not 100% sure when I'll get to, get around to editing it, but definitely on Wednesday, I plan to go up to Dublin, which means I'm going to be spending quite a bit up there because I've always, I've made it very clear that where I live, it's a small town. There's not a whole lot that's really there, and I'm not spending €3.50 per postage per item from CEX, especially if it's coming from multiple stores. So that's something that I don't want to do. So now that I have a free travel pass, I'm able to go up and not worry about bus fares and all of that stuff. So that's no longer an issue. So it's going to be a case where I might end up going up to Dublin, doing hunting up there. Not too frequently, but I would say, maybe once a month type of thing. to actually get a whole bunch of shit that isn't in my local CEX, because I have literally picked through my local CEX multiple times. Um, so yeah, so let's get back to some comments. We have Danny here saying, "Hey AJ and Pro, just in town, getting a coffee." I'm assuming, Danny, knowing you as well as I do, it's a Costa coffee. I'd be surprised if it isn't. Um, Pro Physical Media says RoboCop is a classic. Arrow release is awesome. That's actually something I'm glad you actually brought up Arrow, because that's something that I don't really collect for. Is these boutique label editions of movies. I don't collect for them. I just don't see a point. Yes, it's these the editions look nice. I won't lie. Some of the Arrow, Criterion, and all the others, the editions that they put out are really nice. I just can't justify the price on that. I just, to me, why would I pay 50, 60 euro for this really nice boutique labeled edition that just has the movie, maybe some extras, which I'm not really interested in movie extras all that often. Um, and some art cards or posters or what have you, when I could spend under 10 euro or under in most cases for the standard Amaray DVD or Blu-ray, which would get more use out of me than these big boutique labels. So that's why I don't collect for Arrow or Criterion or any of the other big boutique labels that put out some stuff. Um, Pro Physical Media says, "Enjoy, Danny. Are you trying anything seasonal?" AJ says the prices are hefty. Yes, that's the main reason why I don't go for these boutique labeled box sets. But also the standard Amaray versions, either on DVD or Blu-ray, is a lot cheaper than it would be to spend that big amount. You know, the, I think I don't think I would be able to justify it for myself. Thinking about it, there isn't one movie that if it got like an Arrow or Criterion release, that would be like, oh, I need to have that because it's one of my favorite movies. Case in point, recently, a while ago, I think it was Criterion that put out this 4K edition of Wall-E, and I've seen it. It looks really, really good, and Wall-E is my favorite Pixar animated film. Um, but I just won't buy it. Well, that, and I don't collect 4K. Um, for similar reasons as I just mentioned, for for why I don't collect Arrow or any of that stuff, is because I don't have a TV for it. If I were to go out of my way to get, a 4K TV, a 4K player, we're talking about at least. I don't know. I don't even know where I could get it now, because a few months ago, the one place that I would consider going to get it, Argos, is no longer in Ireland. They are long gone. They shut all stores in the Republic of Ireland back in June of this year. The same with GameStop. GameStop is gone. So if I want to get new games, I'd either have to do it on either through Amazon or Smiths, which are more than likely I'm just going to go for Smiths, because Smiths Toy Store, when they're selling video games, is a hell of a lot cheaper. And it's literally about a 5-minute walk from my house to get to my nearest Smiths. So chances are, whenever that happens, I'll just go to Smiths, or wait for it to show up in CEX. So Danny says, not at the moment, Pro. Just a cappuccino is my favorite. Maybe in October I will. AJ says, obviously, when collecting, it comes down to pocket allows and where we are at life. Exactly. That is very, very true. By which I mean work with family, etc. Yeah, I fully agree. Pro Physical Media says, agreed, AJ, only spend what your means allows. I had to get Arrow release as it's a cult movie that is actually better in Arrow release than standard Blu-ray. Interesting. Um, yeah, I mean, if that's what you feel like, that this new edition is worth it to you, that you think it's better than, say, the standard Blu-ray or 4K, by all means, and if you have that within your means to do it, by all means do it. I would never, like try and say get people not to do that. But yeah, if that's what you feel when it comes to RoboCop or whatever or what other movie, then yeah, that's no issue for me. Um, so that's the end of the comments for right now. There is one thing I actually learned last night. Um, so I am, as you may know, working on October's videos, and October has been a month for me where I planned it out, didn't like it, planned it out again, recorded two videos, is like, not feeling what I had planned, and planned it out a third time, and then I changed. And then just last night, I tried to watch Gremlins 2. I don't think I was in the right frame of mind because I switched it off after 25 minutes. So I'm just going to push that back until maybe next October. And so I ended up replacing that with Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase, which I mentioned in on my new vlog channel. Yes, in case you missed it, I done two community posts about it. I have a new vlog channel. It's still called Michael Vlogs. I'm going to be posting on there more frequently. Main reason why I had to make a whole new vlog channel when I already had one is because I lost the login to that email. Reason being, it wasn't on my phone here. Because in case you're new to my live streams, we're doing this on my other phone because the battery life on this one, on the phone that I'm using to do this live stream, actually lasts a very long time compared to this phone, this Google Pixel 6. It's one of the many downsides that I have with this phone is the fact that it overheats and drains the battery. Outside of that, I love this phone. I've had this phone a year now. And yeah, so I didn't have the email address that I had set up for the first Michael Vlogs channel on that one. I had it on the laptop, and when I was doing something to the laptop, I lost that email. So I had to get I just used the email that I'm using for this channel and it's basically the Michael Vlogs channel is actually what was my old Xbox channel that I didn't really put time and effort into it. So that's where that is. But one thing that last night I was talking to my aunt and I was telling her, about one of the next movies that I'm going to be reviewing. It's this. The Exorcist. This is going to be a review coming out in October. And she informed me on something. And that is, when this movie came out, it was banned in Ireland for 25 years. Which is very interesting. I didn't know that. The fact that, Ireland back then was, heavily institutionalized with the church, with the Catholic Church. And so something like this was obviously going to get banned. But I didn't know that until I was informed. So I plan to watch this tonight. Well, actually, I plan to watch it after this stream. Because we're on the 17th, Normally, if I kept on schedule for these things, I would be long finished with uh, next month's videos. But I still have 7 videos to do. Technically 6 because one of them is going to result in me having to go to the cinema, um, which that's not due out until next month. So yeah, getting back to the comments. And I actually missed one. So AJ says, also, I think collecting that sort of stuff is progress of progression of collecting that that in a lot of ways occurs slowly. True. Yeah, I can see that. Pro Physical Media says, something that bugs me really is people's mindlessly spending because they saw someone else mindlessly spending for a video created collection that you love. I agree, and I think AJ has touched on this a hell of a lot about FOMO, fear of missing out, that a lot of people tend to do when it comes to these big boutique labeled collections, especially if they're limited to a certain number. That then creates FOMO in a lot of people, that they feel like they need to own that because there's such a low quantity of numbers. That has never really been an issue for me. I mean, if you've been around on my channel for a while and you've seen my pickups videos, I very rarely buy new movies on release. I just don't. I wait for it to become cheap in CEX. That's what I've done recently with Spider-Man: No Way Home. I waited for that to become cheap enough for where I felt comfortable buying it, which was a tenner in CEX, and I didn't really use my own money. I traded in a bunch of things in movies in my collection and TV shows in my collection that I just didn't feel necessary to have. And so I got like €32 on a voucher. So I used that voucher to buy it. So technically it's free, but technically not. It's whatever way you want to work it out. And on the thing, create a collection that you love. That's what I've always been doing when I started collecting, because I learned from my mistake when it came to video games, because and especially Yu-Gi-Oh. When I got into collecting video games back in 2015, 2016, I just bought whatever I could find. If it was cheap enough, I'd buy it, and I very rarely played it. And then it got to the point where I just got rid of everything in my video game collection, and I never went back. I've tried multiple times, to get back into collecting video games, and I just haven't. Right now, the only thing that video game related that I actually collect for is the Xbox 360. But when it comes to that system, I only collect games that I know that I like and know that I will play. Granted, I don't play them as often, but I know that they are there for when I'm in that humor to play them. And it was the same with Yu-Gi-Oh, where I just done the FOMO approach to Yu-Gi-Oh, where, well, not that I spend like a whole lot of money. There are some Yu-Gi-Oh cards that are worth 100 plus that I would need for to play the game competitively. I never went down that route because, well, I just couldn't afford to. And so I just tried to build it as best as I could, but I was still, spending 20 to 30 to 40 euro a week on the game. And then when I got out of playing competitively and just went for the collection side of things, that was also in around the time that I was selling. So whatever I kept track of it for the year that I sold Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I have the notebook here that has the exact amount that I sold and spent in that year. or at least I should hope so. Yeah. Is that yeah? So from 2021, when I used to buy and sell Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I spent 2,295 euro and 29 cent on Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And that's not including like booster packs or anything. By that time, I stopped buying booster packs, but I buy the occasional thing. And then I sold, in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, in 2021, 2,108 euro and 85 cent through Yu-Gi-Oh Card Market, but as well, I had a Yu-Gi-Oh Instagram that I do claim sales on for American collectors and all that stuff, because they go nuts for the European prints of our cards, and especially like the classics. And then I just got out of that completely. And then when I started collecting and realizing that some of my favorite movies are so cheap, I was like, okay, I'm going to build the collection that I want. Yes, I do sometimes buy movies that I haven't seen, but that's content, that's future content for the channel. But I am, as it sits with my collection, I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy to the fact that I own the complete modern Doctor Who. I'm happy that I'm slowly building up to owning a complete Star Trek collection. Um, and I'm very happy with my collecting overall, with my movie collection and TV show collection. Uh, yeah, I'm like that's something that I've wanted to build, and I'm getting there. I mean, like, I'm close to 700 DVDs and Blu-rays, not including VHS and not including the two HD DVDs that I own. So anyway, back to comments. AJ says, I did wonder if you would struggle with Gremlins 2. I think it was just I wasn't in the right mood. Because you see, as I've mentioned, I am autistic, and I done some cleaning yesterday, and that kind of set me up into like a sensory overload. And I had done the cleaning before trying to watch Gremlins, so I was still trying to come down from that sensory overload. So that just didn't really do. I just wasn't really in the right frame of mind for Gremlins at that point, because I did, last year around Christmas, I did review Gremlins 1, and I loved it. So I'll definitely give Gremlins 2 another try at some point. AJ said, that is true, Pro. Collect how you want to collect and the stuff you want to collect without trying to keep up with others. Exactly, and that's what I do. I've learned from my mistakes from the different times that I tried collecting, video games or Yu-Gi-Oh! And I've learned from those mistakes when it comes to collecting physical media now. So Pro Physical Media says, I was going to ask, what is the Pixel like for vlogging? Now, thank you for actually asking that, because the Google Pixel 6 is phenomenal. I absolutely love the camera on this. It is absolutely amazing. And I'm not sure if you're still here, but I'm going to mute myself real quick, because I am going to I'm going to hop in on the Pixel 6, so you can see like a comparison. Like, this is a Samsung Galaxy, and you are about to see the difference. So let me just mute. So hopefully there isn't any feedback, but this is what the Google Pixel 6 looks like. Let me go for auto rotate to fill it up, so you can see the difference between the Samsung and this Google Pixel 6. The reason why, as I said, I don't use it for live streams anymore is because it eats up the battery. I could maybe get 2 hours of a live stream out of this, and I can't plug it in to charge because the charger's broke on this, and I'm not paying 50 or 60 euro to get it fixed. Anyway, so that's that. So oh, there's a bit of feedback. Yeah, so I hope that Prof Skull Media, if you're still here, that you got to see the difference between the Google Pixel 6 and this phone. So it is very good for vlogging, like especially on like if it's a nice sunny day, I can like snap really, really good pictures. So Prof Skull Media says Exorcist is a classic. I've heard that it is a classic. I just never got around to watching it. And I said to myself, this Halloween, when I bought it, this Halloween, I'm definitely going to review it. Professional Media says, diagnosed ASD myself. I totally get what you're saying, and he is still here. So I hope you got to like you now understand like the differences, like just how beautiful the Google Pixel 6 looks. And I'm definitely going to be, hopefully next year, upgrading to the Pixel 7, which I believe it has even a better of a camera than the Pixel 6. So yeah, Danny over at Physical Media Live says, it's absolutely pouring down here. I will watch the replay when I get back. That's perfectly fine, Danny. It is. It's not raining at the moment, but it was when I woke up. So it is definitely, supposedly raining where I live. It's rain today, nothing tomorrow, thankfully. But then constant rain from Tuesday to next Tuesday, the 26th. And apparently there's supposed to be a thunderstorm on Thursday, but I don't fucking believe that, because every now and again when it says, oh, there's going to be a thunderstorm in your area, by the next day that's gone. So yeah. AJ is doing the Vulcan salute. AJ says it does look looked great. It does. That's why I love the Google Pixel 6, and it is my now go-to phone is the Pixel phones, because they get it right. They get it right, and because Google owns Android, the OS on the phone runs so much smoothly, because it's made by Google. They know how that operating system works, so they can fine tune it, and that's why it is a phone that rivals a lot of phones. Pro Physical Media says it does look great. What model Samsung are you using at the moment? I believe is the Samsung Galaxy A08. Yeah, it's the A08 that I'm currently using at the moment. It only really gets used now for these live streams, or whenever I used to do the challenge videos in the live DVD and Blu-ray huntings, where I would have to record the screen on this one for tallying up the results. AJ says Exorcist is a film that's not in my collection. The main reason why I picked it up is because I wanted to watch it. I think for me, when I do watch Exorcist after this stream, it's a one and done for me. Like a lot of films have been a one and done for me. And there is one film that I will say, AJ, that I am reviewing for next month, that you'd be surprised that I actually did watch it in full and have a review for it. And that is The Evil Dead. So yes, I watched The Evil Dead. I have a review for it coming out in October. But for me, it's a one and done. But I will say, in my review for The Evil Dead, which is due out on Friday the 13th of October, I make mention that you will probably you'll find a way to convince me to watch the other Evil Dead movies, like you have with Terminator and what was the other one? I forget now, but you convinced me to to continue on watching other movies in the series. So I won't be surprised if you somehow manage to convince me to watch the Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness and all the other ones. Um, Pro Physical Media says bucketing down for me, lol, Southwest England. Um, yeah, thankfully for right now, it doesn't look like it's raining for me. Um, here we go. AJ says no rain yet in London. Says it will by 3 p.m. When will it say that it's going to start raining again here? Well, it's from 1 o'clock till at least 4 in the morning is when I should be expecting rain here. We have Luke's World of Movies and TV. Hi, Michael. Hope you're okay, mate. Hi, Luke. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for making it to the stream. Because we're about to talk about how I've been able to grow so quickly on YouTube. Because last night I just hit 700 subscribers. So we're going to be talking about me doing YouTube Shorts now in a moment. AJ and Pro Physical Media are saying hi to Luke. We have Sinister Media, a good friend of mine, giving me some movie recommendations of Old Boy 2003 and Shane 1953. I will write them down because I am planning out already some ideas for 2024, because I already have up to December planned out. So Old Boy and Shane. Okay, those are written down. So my plan is at some point in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to put up a community post asking you guys what you would like to see me review in going into the new year. AJ says, cool. Pro Physical Media says Evil Dead 1981 is a cult classic and my favorite movie of all time. Interesting. AJ says, will you watch Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness? They're saying hi to my friend Sinister. I'll be working on that. I'm sure you will. Then Luke is saying hi to AJ. And then AJ saying I'm twice, and then he says I'm currently downloading Cocaine Shark to watch and review. That's already out. That's news to me. I mean, I haven't even watched Cocaine Bear, so I'm not surprised. These cocaine animals, they seem very easy movies to make. I don't think doesn't take that long to do it. And then the last comment that I have for right now is Luke saying hi to Pro Physical Media. So, as I alluded to, and one of the streaming topics that I have is talking about my YouTube Shorts. Because in August, I started posting movie clips and TV show clips. And because I've done that, I went from 300 subscribers to 700. And it has been one hell of a growth. Like, one thing I've done with my Instagram, when I've reached these milestones, and let me actually turn the volume down on my phone because some of the ones I have, some of the highlights of when I've hit these milestones has music, and I don't want this to get copyright claimed. So from going from 200 to 300 took a while. I hit 200 in March. I hit 300 in July. And then from the 10th of July to the 23rd of August, still a month, is when I hit 400 subscribers. And then I hit 500 on the 3rd of September. And then I hit 600 on Monday. And then last night I hit 700. So it's been a steady growth, continuous growth. And it's thanks to these YouTube shorts. So what gave me the idea to do these? The answer is TikTok. You see, my For You page on TikTok, in large part, is TV show and movie clips, and they can do really well over there. I mean, I've seen some clips of the Orville, have like 1 million views. And so I've been thinking for a while, it's like, this would be a good test to see how well these do. And the first one that I'd done this for, let me just pull this up, was a Doctor Who clip from the Three Doctors. And that, after posting that, got, I think it was 2.3 thousand views. So I have to scroll back a good bit for this to find it. It's now sitting at 2.5. No, sorry, that's the wrong one. Sorry, 1.2. It got 1.2 thousand views. And then the next one that really blew up was a clip from Starship Troopers. And so I had a bunch of these scheduled, and some of them do really well. And then but I won't lie, there are some that don't even crack 1,000. Some will just crack like a couple of hundred, which is what sometimes I'm used to when it comes to YouTube Shorts. But then sometimes they don't, when it's just me. And so, yeah, I just been, as I'm scrolling through TikTok, whenever one of these clips show up, I'm like, okay, and I don't actually save, use it in TikTok to save the video, because if you save it without doing what I do, is because it would show watermarks. And that is one thing that I don't want. So what I do is I copy the TikTok URL, and there are websites that allow me to then download that without the TikTok watermark. And that's how I circumvent that. Now, when I'm doing these, when I'm uploading these YouTube Shorts, in large part, they don't get hit with copyright claims or strikes. There would be a lot of times where, as even evident, you can just go check my Shorts tab now. A lot of them don't I don't have any claims on them. They're fully available for you to go watch, and they do some of them do really well. Like recently, I posted a clip from Star Trek Lower Decks from season 3, episode 1, and that has blown up. It is at 56.9 thousand views. I've gained nearly 100 subscribers from that clip, and it started off normal. It started off again, I think it was maybe 1 to 2,000 views, and then it's just blown up. I have the graph here. That is my analytics for this short, which isn't coming across well. In the first 24 hours, no, that's not right. They didn't get 10,000 in the first 24 hours. That's not right. But yeah, it's my most viewed video, and it's essentially what's got me a bunch of, like I said, nearly 100 subscribers from that one short. Now I've tried other shows that I know do really well on TikTok, such as South Park. They haven't done that well for me. They've done less than 1,000 views. Um, but another one that does really, really well for me is Golden Girls. Um, there, I've done, I think, two Golden Girls shorts, but one of them has like really, really blown up. It's now at like 26,000 views. And I've done another one a while ago, and that's at like 3.3 thousand views. So yeah, it's just those shorts have been done really, really popular. Now, when I schedule them, I do check to see if there's any issues. Because there actually has been some times where I posted one clip from the TV show Will and Grace, and that was manually blocked worldwide. But it only done like 100 views. I was like, okay, I'll just take that down. And sometimes with Doctor Who, I've tried to post two different YouTube shorts for Doctor Who, and one of them was blocked completely worldwide after scheduling it to be uploaded. And so I just immediately took it down. That doesn't bother me. And then one that I had scheduled originally had no issues, but then when the video was due out, that's when I had come out. That's when I got hit with a partial block by the BBC, and I was like, "That's going to kill this short." So I just took it down and posted a different one in its place. So that has been the main reason why I've grown so quickly. And when I hit 1,000, and let's face it, probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks at max, at the current rate that I'm growing, 100 a week. I'm at 710 now, so it's very possible. What am I going to do with these YouTube shorts? Because as AJ has commented, and I will get to it, it's going to affect monetization. Now, I've already been monetized on YouTube before. I have a whole video coming out towards the end of the month about that. So it really does. See, I don't know, because monetization is very, very finicky. As I'm sure AJ, who has been monetized, can tell. Smaller channels don't get much, because it's all about the CPM, cost per million, because you get a certain amount per million. Some channels get $2 per million. Others get higher CPMs. It also depends on what type of content that you post. There are some finance YouTube channels out there that get paid $20 to $30 per million views. So they're raking in like $500,000 a month from multiple YouTube videos that they post, because they generate so much content, and advertisers know that they're advertiser friendly, so they'll YouTube will put more advertisements on that channel, and that's how they get so much money per month. That's how they're always doing well, and there are ways to kind of trick that. I remember watching a Will and E video where he kind of label a YouTube video as what I finance YouTube channel was going to be, and it worked. At that time he got it got him more ads on that video, where he ended up getting like, I think it was like 2 or 3 grand from one video from that. So I don't know if I get to 1,000, would I monetize, is the honest answer, because I've always seen this as a hobby. I've been doing this for 12 years. I've been doing YouTube for 12 years, and it's always been a hobby of mine. I've had many, many different channels. This is the only channel that has done really, really well. But even if I do hit 1,000, I'm nowhere near the watch time requirement to monetize. Because I need 4,000 public watch time hours in the last year. I'm only at 1,304. And there's not many weeks left in the year. So so even when I do hit 1,000, I won't be able to monetize right away. So that's not an issue for me. But I still don't, even if I get to that magic 4,000 watch time hours, I don't know if I would monetize, because there's also the stipulation of you still need to have 4,000 watch time hours per year in order to stay in the YouTube Partner Program to continue to be monetized. So if you don't meet that threshold after you've been monetized, they kick you out. They will kick you out until you get back into that threshold. So that's another reason why I don't know if I would monetize my channel. So yeah, that's been like a good big rant on that. So let's actually finally get back to some comments. So we have Luke's World of Movies and TV saying, tonight I'm watching Retribution with Liam Neeson with my family. I'm a big fan of Liam Neeson, best action actor. Highly recommend the film Michael Collins, if you have not seen it, Luke. That is one of Liam Neeson's best performances, and it's a really good Irish movie. So I'd highly recommend Michael Collins. AJ says, I reviewed that a few weeks ago. You're faster than me, AJ. AJ says, I don't dilly-dally. And then Luke says, congratulations, Michael. Let's hope you get to 900 subscribers next month. I definitely think it's going to happen sooner than next month, by next month. I definitely think, October is when I'm going to hit 1,000. At the current rate of gaining 100 subscribers a week, or even less than a week, guarantee it's going to be middle of October when I hit 1,000. Guarantee it. Sinister says, I'm working on a review for Love Hate Season 1, which is an Irish show. So yeah, I guess you're keeping to what to your TikTok live streams. Luke says, AJ, my mum says you're quicker than the Flash with your reviews. AJ says, your growth is great, Michael, but be aware that if you ever want to monetize on YouTube, YouTube won't, because of rehashed content, which is, like I said, is what I talked about. And he says it's the reason why my channel was demonetized. Luke says, I've got 112 subscribers now, mate. Woohoo. Congratulations, Luke. I hope you continue to grow. AJ says, nice one, Luke. Sinister says, that's called freebooting, and it fucking works, Adam. You know it. You've seen. It's not hard to see. Like, I've jumped from like 40,000 views overall in the 2 years that I've been posting to, let's see, 500,000. Sorry, not 500,000. 250,000 views. Since posting those YouTube shorts. In August, when I started, I got 81,000 views that month. And this month alone, I've already done 134,000 views. Now, the big thing is, trying to convert those to my longer form content is nigh on impossible. But it is a process. It is a process that needs to be done. Luke says, thanks. AJ says, what is freeboating? Essentially, me using other people's content to gain subscribers. Noah Mason, film collector, says hi. He also says, well done to Luke. He says, how is everyone? How are you, Michael? Are you doing well? Hi, Noah. I am doing well. We are now approaching an hour into the stream. And I have talked about nearly all of my streaming topics. And I went on a big tangent of why I do the YouTube shorts and whether or not I'm going to monetize when I get to 1,000. AJ says, no harm in monetizing. I see adverts attached to videos on channels that aren't monetized, so rather the pennies come to you than YouTube. Exactly. That's something that a lot of people hate now. That's something that YouTube didn't do. they didn't monetize videos for people who weren't in the partner program. Now that they do, and they're the ones who get all that revenue, which sucks. It really sucks for the little guys. Um, that there's ads playing on their videos, and they just don't see a cent of that revenue. See, YouTube is finicky, man. I've been on this platform since 2008, and I've seen all the different variations that it's gone through. Um, and it's right now it's a massive head case because they aren't open to us, and even when smaller creators under 100,000 subscribers don't have a direct line to YouTube. It's when they pass the 100,000 subscriber line that they can, have live chats with members of YouTube that aren't bots, and they have access to a particular email address that can only be accessed for channels that have 100,000 plus subscribers. YouTube, like there's a lot to love and a lot to hate about YouTube. That I could go on and on about it, but there's so many other YouTube videos out there that talk about that. So Noah says, "Are you going to watch Saw X at the cinema, AJ and Michael?" The answer is no. I haven't seen a single Saw movie at all, and I have no real interest in Saw because I'm not really that big into horror at all. Have you seen the trailers yet? Really shows it's a really good show. It's addictive. Have you seen the trailers yet? I haven't. AJ says I missed the Flash comment. It's a good thing then that I do go through all the comments. AJ says, and no, Noah, not going to see Saw X. I'll wait. Noah says, I'm excited for the creator. And that is me now caught up with the comments. So for the 4 people that are here, if you have any questions you want to throw my way, do so. I'll probably go for another hour, but we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, October has quite, like I said, I've rewritten what I planned for October so many times now, but it's set in stone because I've filmed and uploaded my scissor reel for that, and yeah, there's a lot of it's definitely horror-esque for some of the stuff, but some of it is just something that I just wanted to review. Like some of the Disney Channel original Halloween movies, that I think they've only really done 3. I'm not counting Descendants because I didn't really grow up with that. That's way after my time. Still getting very close to wrapping up my season-long reviews of Doctor Who. But I have season 8 coming out tomorrow. My season 8 review. I have to work on season 9 for October, and in November is season 10. It's a movie, and that's it. That's me done with Doctor Who, because that means that until the 60th and series 14, I reviewed everything of modern Doctor Who. So yeah, as well, I'll be doing Torchwood season 2. But as I said, I'm doing The Evil Dead. I'm doing The Exorcist, and I'm doing Predators. I watched Predators recently, and I have a review for that. So I'm still, continuing on into the Predator universe. So that means now all I need to do is get my hands on The Predators, the 2018 movie, give that a shot. But I've read the description of that movie, so I'm not too sure if I will like that one. And then Prey will be the last one. Then I might do Aliens versus Predator. But I haven't found it. I haven't found that out in the wild. I've seen AVP 2 in my local CEX, but not the first one. So maybe when I go up to Dublin on Wednesday, I will find that. Um, so yeah, let's see some of the comments. So Luke says asks if I'm looking forward to Aquaman 2. The answer is no, because I haven't seen the first one, and I'm not really that big into DC movies at all. But AJ does say that it looks pretty good. To be fair, I haven't even watched the trailer, so I don't know. Um, and Noah says, okay, I haven't seen a single Saw film, but heard they're very gruesome. So I'll do the same and stick with you. I'll wait for digital or DVD release. Plus, I'm not old enough to watch it in the cinema. Um, yeah, I mean, I have heard that the Saw films are really, really gruesome. But I'm not that big into horror at all. The only reason why I'm covering some horror films in October is just because it's Halloween, it's spooky month. It's kind of mandatory, I guess. Um, I haven't even mentioned my this year's Halloween special. It's not gonna. All I'm gonna say is it's not gonna do well. The video won't do well because I'm pretty sure a lot of people who watch my channel don't know about this particular program that I grew up watching. So I'm not going to say what it is. You're just going to have to wait until October 1st to find that out. Um, Noah says new Doctor Who trailer for a new season with Tennant is out next Saturday. It is. Hopefully, we'll get a release date because that's all I'm really, really waiting for at the moment is a release date. So I know when I'm going to review these episodes because I was originally planning when I was doing out November's uploads to include that in my normal Monday, Wednesday, Friday slate. But I'm just going to treat the 60th reviews as I do for my Star Trek reviews, and that is when the episode's there, review them or review them the day after. So more than like it depends on what time they air at and what time I get to watch them, because I don't have stations. I don't have TV stations, and I don't live in the UK. So I literally am hoping that it is Disney Plus that they are going on for in Ireland, because a couple of weeks ago the BBC did put out a new article that said that Doctor Who was going to be on Disney Plus outside of the UK. Now, on the original press release, it did say outside of the UK and Ireland. Didn't say whether it was the North or the South. So I don't know. See, I do have, websites that I could use, but they have never been, the last couple of episodes, they haven't really been updating them that frequently. So I literally had to use a VPN to watch it on the BBC iPlayer, because thankfully my father does indeed live in the UK. So I remember his air code to use for that. So chances are, when it comes to the 60th and my reviews, it will be the day after. So AJ says, I'm guessing it must be difficult for YouTube in the sense that copyright laws probably change daily and because tighter and become tighter and tighter. So something that may be allowed today won't be allowed tomorrow. You're not wrong on that one. Copyright is forever changing, and that's the whole reason why YouTube has the copyright ID system, is because of a lawsuit with Viacom. Back in early YouTube, you could post a song or a movie or a TV show on YouTube full for free and get away with it. I mean, you can kind of do that right now. Like, there are some channels that get away with posting the full movie on YouTube, or full episodes of anime, or full episodes of other stuff. But yeah, in large in part, the main reason why YouTube has the copyright system is because of that lawsuit back in 2006, I think it was. Um, that was result in that. Um, but as well, the copyright system is really, really broken. Because I could go, take you for example, AJ. If I was ever malicious, which I would never do, because I you're a good friend. But if I was ever malicious, I could go and falsely flag your video, just a random video of yours, and claim the monetization from that. Or I could falsely flag it and have it be taken down. And yes, that is illegal to do. People still do it. Companies still do that as a way to claim monetization, to claim money from YouTube, is by that. And it sucks that YouTube hasn't fixed that issue. It's been a known issue for years and years and years, and they still get away with it because YouTube don't do it. They just don't. Um, which sucks. It sucks for the creators that have to go through that and have to suffer through that because of these false flags and false takedowns. And not only that, like the whole copyright system in Japan is another head case that is like there's some YouTubers that I've heard about that literally can now no longer step foot in Japan without being arrested for the type of content that they've posted. A review of an anime. Just because they use clips in under fair use. But because Japan is Japan when it comes to the copyright laws, it's very, very finicky. It is very, very finicky. Like, to give you an example, which is probably going to have some people drop off here. Back in the day, back when Blockbuster, remember Blockbuster? Most of you probably don't. When Blockbuster was still a thing back in the 80s and 90s, they would do video game rentals. And over in Japan, they had blocked video game rentals. And I think some music labels still allowed music rentals, but they had to pay like a hefty amount in royalties in order to do that. But because in the Western, they didn't really have to pay royalties, Nintendo tried to block that. They tried to lobby Congress in America to block video game rentals from existing, and they lost multiple times. They really tried to hone in on the video game rentals. They even went to they just want to supply Blockbuster, and then they went to the small mom and pop shops and were threatening them, like, if you sell to Blockbuster, we won't give you any inventory anymore. They were that cut and dry about it. So yeah, copyright is a very finicky thing, especially in Japan. So let's get on to more comments. You have predators, then the predator, then prey. Yeah, so I'm just going to be on a lookout for the predator at some point. I don't even think. I know my local CEX doesn't have it, so it's going to be one that I have to order in. So we'll go the Predator, and it's one when I even look it up on my CEX, it's one that I have to scroll for quite a while before I even find it. Because I think it might be just cheaper to buy the Predator Quadology box set that has the Predators in it, just to be able to watch it. Yeah, so Blu-ray, I could pick it up for €6 if I really wanted to, and it's only in two locations. And then as for DVD, let me actually just go by categories, and we'll go DVD movies for €1. And well, yeah. Okay. I don't. Yeah. So Blu-ray is about €6. I don't think they actually have the DVD of it in stock at the moment. I'm just quickly scrolling through here to see what the story is for that one. Yeah, because now I'm just into like PC stuff. So yeah, I think it would be like I'd either have to buy it on Blu-ray or I'd have to buy it on eBay. More than likely, just for like the DVD copy. So I'm not sure if I would. Oh no, here we go. DVD €4. They actually do have it in stock. But it's in again 2 places, so it's something I'm gonna have to order in. But I'll cover the Predators and Prey in the new year. The same with the Rocky films, because in November I'm going to be covering Rocky 3, which is one I have to order in. As well as The Godfather Part 2, because that's a recent pickup. I finally found a copy of that in my local CEX. And let's see, Terminator 4, because AJ convinced me to watch Terminator 4 for 2 reasons. One, because it's actually set into the future during the human and Skynet war. And 2, because Anton Yelchin's in it. That just because it's Anton Yelchin, that was actually the main selling factor. And I was just going to be done with Terminator 3, which is going to be reviewed in November. And I was like, and then as soon as AJ said Anton Yelchin's in Terminator 4, I'm like, son of a bitch, I guess I'm watching Terminator 4 then. So yeah, I'll be reviewing those series in the new year. So Noah says I've got 84 subscribers on one of my YouTube channels, and congratulations for you. I hope you continue to grow, Noah. Luke says Tennant is my favorite Doctor Who actor. I've made mine very well known. For me, it goes Tom Baker, Peter Capaldi, Paul McGann as my top 3 Doctors. Luke says, I tried to upload the whole season of I Am Groot season 2, but it got blocked. Yeah, that's something that would definitely happen. Noah says, is Aliens versus Predators on Disney Plus? I don't think so. Let me just look up Aliens versus Predators, because if you ever want to know what movie is on a streaming service, just look it up, and usually Google will say if it is. Alien versus Predator 2004. It is not. The very first AVP is not. The only way to watch it is renting it from either Google Play Movies for $3.99 or from YouTube for $3.99. But it is way cheaper to buy the DVD copy in CEX for just £1. It just says Luke is making enemies of Disney. Probably. AJ says Predators is decent. The Predator is poor. I liked Predators. I liked Predators more than Predator 2. But yeah, I read the description for The Predators, and that has me thinking, maybe not. Maybe this will be another one that I don't like. High chance of it. But whenever I get my hands on a physical copy in the new year, I will get around to it. Luke says, "Lol, Disney should be better though." Disney should be better though. Noah says, Luke, AJ, and Michael, you make really good videos, the best. I always recommend your channels. Thank you very much for that. I really do appreciate you doing that. He also says, thanks, Michael. Thank you. Luke always also says thanks. So does AJ. And he says, you're welcome. And then AJ says, I'll consider unblocking you if you can behave and not make trolling channels with your mates. And that is the end of the comments. So last night, I set out planning, getting some ideas for the new year. Because in November, I'm fulfilling a promise that I made to Ian, or Ian Hills, The Rambling. I have always been saying, Doctor Who Genesis of the Daleks is overrated. And I've been saying for months and months and months that I will get around to it. And it's now. It's now. I've filmed this as a reel for that, and I've even shown Ian, so he knows. He knows everything that's coming out in November. Because I gave him the early snippet. Also in November, actually marks 2 years on this channel, and what a growth that's been. Because by the time I hit 1 year on the channel last year, I'd only hit 100 subscribers, and it's looking by the time I hit by the time we get to the 22nd of November this year, I'll have hit 1,000. That's a 900 subscriber growth in a year. Madness, but we'll get to that. As I already mentioned, I'm covering Terminator 3 and Rocky 3 in November. And then December is essentially large in part just me, covering the Doctor Who Christmas specials that I have left to cover. The rest of Tennant's Christmas specials, all of the rest of Matt Smith's ones, and all of Capaldi's, with a few other Christmas movies thrown in the mix. And then a few other things afterwards, which is when, after Christmas Day, that's when I'll be toning things down a bit, not posting as much movie reviews, especially into January, where I'll be doing a lot of a Blu-ray collection update, a TV show collection update, an update room tour for my media room, because it has changed so much in less than 9 months. It's literally, I built this 9 months ago, and there's already a massive amounts of changes that has occurred since I filmed that back in June, but the tour didn't come out until February of this year. Another thing that I'm thinking of doing is scaling back on movie reviews. I'm essentially this year, I've been doing it basically 3 a week, every week. And I think, maybe I might scale it back to do it 1 a week on maybe Fridays or something. But I don't know. Because we'll just have to wait and see. But I do also plan in the new year to do another month of trilogy reviews like I did in August, where I'll be, for 1 week I'll review an entire movie trilogy. So that I have planned for April. So I'm always, as you know, I'm always a month ahead, and now I'm already thinking of plans for the new year. So Noah says sorry about that, and that he will behave. Luke says, I hope that we will get a season 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. To be quite honest, if we would get a season 2. Noah says, "Well done, Michael. 2 years on the channel. Wow, time goes quick. Indeed, it does." Um, and then Noah says, "How long would it take everyone to do a Blu-ray 4K Steelbook DVD collection video? And how long would the video be? Because to me, it'd be probably like 5 hours." Well, you see, for me, I've always split it up into two videos. Last year when I done my first update to my Blu-ray collection, um, which was the end of December, beginning of um, January, I split it into two parts because I was also showing TV shows as well. Let me get into collection showcase playlist. Um, yeah, so I had split it up into two videos, and that took roughly um, nearly an hour to do back then. And that wasn't me showing everything. That was me showing all the stuff that I hadn't shown in the very first one that I posted last year, which was when my Blu-ray collection was very, very, very tiny. And then when it came to my, early on this year, when I was showing off my TV show collection, that was split up into two videos, which again took about an hour. And then my DVD collection, I split up into four parts because the first two parts were movies that I had seen, and parts 3 and 4 was movies that I had not seen, because that's how I have my movies split up. Especially now with Blu-rays, that's how it's been split up. So it's going to be, I don't know how many parts it's going to take uh, in the new year when I go to do an updated Blu-ray collection. So yeah, that's basically roughly an hour per thing. Is roughly how long it would take. And AJ says, "I look forward to your T3 review." I'm looking forward to it. I'm going into it 100% blind, like unlike the first two, where I went in semi-blind, where I knew of certain things. But yeah, with Terminator 3, I'm going in 100% blind. So Sinister Media says, what's my opinions on superhero movies in general? So my opinion is, when it comes to Marvel and DC, I don't really care that much. I mean, when it comes to Marvel, I've seen nearly everything. Last year was when when I was really starting to get into it. But there's still a lot of movies from Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3 that I haven't seen. And then when it comes to Phase 4 and Phase 5, I've just given up. I tried to keep up with it, and I just don't necessarily care anymore. Like when it comes to that, when it comes to Marvel now, I'm literally the only three movies that four, I should say, four things that I'm looking forward to from Marvel now is Loki season 2, because I genuinely enjoyed that. The Marvels, because I actually did like Captain Marvel when I watched it. I didn't think it was that bad. But I'm not going to see it in cinema. I'm going to wait for it to go on Disney Plus. Then, like, whenever the strikes end and filming resumes and that, the only other ones after that I'd be really looking forward to is the new Captain America movie, because I liked Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I really would like to see that movie with Sam as Captain America. And then Deadpool 3. That would be it. As for the DC side of things, again, not something that I truly care about. You know, I haven't seen the Nolan Batman trilogy. I own them now. I did watch Man of Steel, and I did like Man of Steel. I thought that was a really good movie. Um, but they definitely like DC definitely has fucked up so badly to the point where they feel like the only option was to reboot the franchise and get someone that they knew could easily do that. You know, being James Gunn. Because of how well James Gunn did in Marvel with the Guardians of the Galaxy uh, series. But I'm not clamoring for the next one. I'm not like it's not something that I feel like I have to go out and see. I have to go out and see and have to just in order to keep up with the story because it is literally getting to the point where you need to write to have like a college fucking thesis on everything that's happened in the Marvel universe. You know, because there's been so much that like for that's why I don't envy new fans getting into the Marvel universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is because there's so much. There's literally so much for them to that they have to watch in order to fully understand the universe. For whatever movie they're going for. Yes, I do like the Tom Holland Spider-Man trilogy, and you know, whenever we get a fourth one, I will watch that. And I know AJ said yesterday he's not the biggest fan of Tom Holland recently, which is fair. I mean, I completely understand. I would be jealous too if, you know, because Tom Holland is dating Zendaya. So I can understand that. Um, but yeah, I'm just it's never something that interested me, and that's why I don't do reviews on it. I know I did do a review for Ant-Man 3 and Guardians 3. And that's just because I genuinely enjoyed those movies outside of it being a Marvel property. Like I loved Ant-Man 1 and I loved Ant-Man 2 and I even enjoyed Quantumania. Granted, I do need to rewatch Quantumania. Um so and as for the Guardians, again, I loved the first one, I loved the second one, and I absolutely loved the third one. So much so that when I was watching Guardians 3, I didn't even notice the F bomb, the first Marvel F bomb. I didn't even notice it until I was scrolling on TikTok, you know, and I've seen recorded clips from cinema on my TikTok for you page. That's another thing that bothers me is when these movies come out, people go in with the full intent of recording the cinema, recording the entire movie and spoiling it. You know, as they get their jollies off on ruining movies for people, and that's something that I just don't like. Like when I was going into No Way Home, I knew obviously that Toby and Andrew were in it because I seen the leaks, and then of course when the movie was out in cinema, it was all over my TikTok for you page. So that ruined the experience for me when I went to go watch it. Granted, I watched a terrible cinema quality, so that also tainted my experience of No Way Home. But yeah, like I said, I've grown out of. I used to like superhero stuff when I was a kid. Like I said, I grew up on the '90s Spider-Man cartoon. I grew up on the '90s X-Men cartoon. I grew up on the '90s Hulk and Fantastic Four. Um, I grew up with Teen Titans, not Teen Titans Go, the good Teen Titans cartoon. But it's just never something that's really interested me all that much. You know, there are some movies that when they come out, I probably will watch them if they interest me. But as it stands for right now, probably not. Noah says, that is what confuses me. Ezra Miller and Amber Heard didn't get fired and still in the new DCU, but Henry Cavill got fired or no longer going to be in DC or the new DC universe. Yeah, that's that. You know, they fully they DC Warner Brothers were fully okay with scrapping the Batgirl movie that was essentially finished Um, but we're perfectly fine putting out Flash and see. I think I don't know with Amber Heard in Aquaman 2 because there's only been one trailer, and I think you see her for a frame. So I don't know what the situation for that is. But like I said, I do like Henry Cavill. I enjoyed his Superman, but I understand that when it comes to this new universe that James Gunn is building, he wants to start completely fresh. He doesn't want to have like the same actors and actresses from the failed DCEU. Even though I think Gal Gadot is in talks to continue on as Wonder Woman, or something like that. Um, so I don't know. It's just a waiting game, especially with the strikes on right now. It is a massive waiting game until the studios stop being greedy bastards and actually pay the writers and the actors their dues. AJ says, I think James Gunn is still unproven. He's great with small characters that he can take and do whatever he wants with, but he's never played in the ballpark with established characters. He kind of has, though, AJ. He kind of has. You forget, James Gunn directed the first two live-action Scooby-Doo movies. He's played with established characters before. He knows what he's doing. He wrote the masterpiece that was Scooby-Doo 1, which originally was going to be extremely R-rated. Hence why there's a lot of stuff that, goes over the heads of kids, but for adults that watch it, they catch on that stuff. And then studios were fighting heavily with him on that one, as they do. And then that's why with Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, it's a completely different film to the first one. But still great movies that he's done with established characters. So, he can do that. And AJ says, Zendaya does nothing for me at all. Well, that's just because you're an old man. That's just because you're just an old man, AJ. I didn't like Transformers Rise of the Beast. I hate it. I stopped giving up. I stopped caring about Transformers after the fifth one. Like, I liked Transformers 4. I tried watching Transformers 5 and I switched it off. And I haven't watched Bumblebee, and I really do not care for Rise of the Beast because I did not grow up with Beast Wars in terms of Transformers. I grew up watching, what was it? It was Transformers Prime, I think it was called, was the one that I was really into. Of course, the first three movies and the G1 Transformers. Transformers Prime. No, it wasn't. It wasn't called Transformers Prime. Was it the animated series? The animated series. I'm trying to. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was Transformers. The animated series was the one I grew up with a lot in 2007. This version of Transformers. This is what I grew up with. This is what I loved in 2007. I had two versions of Optimus and Bracket, I think it was called. The big tank guy. The green guy. Let me zoom in. That guy. I think his name is Bracket or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, that's one. That was the Transformers that I watched growing up. So I never grew up with Beast Wars or Rise of the Beast or whatever the fuck it was called. So I just don't really care for Transformers that much anymore. It's something that I grew out of. I do want to revisit the original Transformers trilogy. The Michael Bay movies. Because I did like Revenge of the Fallen. Was that the second one? Whatever one was the second one, that's the one that I liked. Even though it was a lot of people did not like it, because that's also when the 2008 writer strike happened. Andrew says it's a weak Transformers movie. Never watched the superhero parody called Superhero Movie. It's trash. I have seen clips. It is definitely trash. I'm still going to get Rise of the Beast on DVD because I have all the films, so it's for my collection. But I might need a rewatch. But terrible movie. Yeah, that's understandable. That's what I've done with Men in Black 3 recently. When I first watched Men in Black 3, I did not like it. I thought it was trash. And then after a couple of years, when I was watching random clips on TikTok and Facebook, um, I decided last month to give it another go. And I'm glad that I did because I really do like the third Men in Black film. We do not talk about Men in Black International. Men in Black International does not exist in this channel. And I will die on that hill. Right, let me move my notepad now that I've talked about everything on there. And we'll just move you here whilst we continue on with the comments. Ezra and Amber aren't in the new DCU. These are films of the old DCEU. Ezra and Amber won't be in the new universe. Thank God for that. I'm talking about superhero movies, Michael. You know what I mean. Yeah, I do. I think I do. I don't know. I'm already just I got distracted and forgot. Anyway, I don't know why I kind of like The Flash. I digged it. I just imagined the movie is a video game, but recorded as a movie on big screen because of the bad CGI. It's like video game CGI. I haven't seen it. It held no interest to me. You know, I like The Flash as a character. You know, was one I never really grew up around. It was mainly Batman, Superman, and Spider-Man was what I grew up around. So Flash has never had an interest for me, which is why I haven't gone to see haven't seen it. Also with Scooby-Doo, they aren't exactly deeply ring characters, are they? I mean, you're not wrong, but still, James Gunn did a great job with the characters. I mean, it's still beloved to this day. Fans of those movies are still clamoring for a third one to be made. I mean, that's how Sarah Jessica Parker, or the actress who plays Buffy, who has so many middle names, met her husband, who the actor who plays Fred Jones, who also was then in Star Wars Rebels as Kanan Jarrus. A show I haven't watched Rebels, but I do know, like, I've seen clips of him saying, how George explained the Force to him, and I think he should be, like a writer or something on Star Wars. He knows what he's talking about. A few they're not in the universe still making The Flash 2. The Scooby-Doo theme song in my head. Scooby-Doo, where are you? Michael must go. Speak soon. Thanks for stopping by, AJ. And we will definitely talk soon. And that is now the end of the comments. So, yeah, I suppose I should talk about what content is coming out. As I said at the beginning of the stream, potentially a live DVD and Blu-ray hunt up in Dublin. What channel am I on? I'm on my main one. Okay, that's weird because my own live stream just showed up on my recommended on my home screen as soon as I went on to it. Right, your videos. Scrolling down. Okay, here we are. So yeah, tomorrow, I have my Doctor Who Series 8 review. And then on the 20th, I have a review. It's a test review for, I know it's probably going to do bad, and that is for Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, since the movie is 10 years old now. 10 years since Dragon Ball came back. That's wild. And then on the 22nd, I am reviewing a very classic movie that I loved as a kid that I haven't seen in over a decade. Not even a decade, 20 years probably. And that is Tom and Jerry and the Magic Ring. Um, so yeah, that's due out on the 22nd. And then on the 25th is my review for Wall-E. And then on the 20, that's the 25th, so the 27th, it's my Torchwood Series 1 review. And then on the 29th, the end of the month, I will be reviewing the Death Note anime. That's another test to see how well that does. And if that does well enough for my liking, I will do more in the new year. So, yeah, I think I'm actually going to call the stream now because I can already feel my voice is starting to hurt because I'm not used to talking for almost an hour and 40 minutes. But I had a good stream. I had a really good stream. Not going to say when the next stream is going to be because I don't know. It's really now whenever I'm in the mood to do these types of streams. But thank you all for watching. Thank you for everyone that's been here and commented and so on and so forth. And yeah, I will catch you all tomorrow for, as I said, my Doctor Who Series 8 review, and whenever I feel like doing another live stream. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the continued support, and thank you all for 700 subscribers. I'll catch you all next time.